into the 3 linked sexual assaults which occurred between October 2013 and July 2019. I'll first be providing a prepared statement, after which I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Yesterday, on August 15th, 2019, at approximately 5:30 p.m., Waterloo Regional Police arrested a 32-year-old Milton male in connection with this investigation. He'll be facing several charges, including 3 counts of sexual assault and 3 counts of sexual interference. He is scheduled to appear today in Kitchener's Ontario Court of Justice on August 16th, 2019. The charges relate to 3 separate sexual assaults that occurred against young girls between 2013 and 2019 in Waterloo Region. The first incident occurred on October 20th, 2013 between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. A 4-year-old girl was inside an apartment building located at 429 Barry Street, Waterloo, when she was approached by a male and was sexually assaulted. The second incident occurred on October 27th, 2017 at approximately 7 p.m. A 6-year-old girl was sexually assaulted in an apartment building by a male located at 318 Patricia Avenue in Kitchener. The most recent incident occurred on July 6, 2019 at approximately 8 p.m. A 4-year-old girl was playing in the area of 16 Brybeck Crescent in Kitchener when she was approached by a male in the common area of the apartment building and was sexually assaulted. DNA analysis completed by the Centre of Forensic Sciences has linked these 3 incidents to one suspect, the male we have arrested. A combination of comprehensive investigative techniques and assistance from the public have led to the identification of the suspect and ultimately to the arrest of this individual. Although this investigation is led by members of our major crime unit, this is a total service effort. Members from across our investigative services division, neighborhood policing, forensic identification, our auxiliary unit, and well beyond have contributed to this complex investigation that has spanned over several years. We are immensely proud of our members' dedication and tireless commitment. Waterloo Regional Police Service would like to thank everyone involved who greatly assisted our investigative team. We'd like to thank members of the community for the outpouring of tips and information provided throughout the course of this investigation. We'd also like to thank the Centre of Forensic Sciences and the OPP Behavioral Sciences and Analysis Services Unit. As well, we'd like to thank you, members of the media, for your continued coverage of this investigation. Although we are confident that the person responsible for these incidents has been arrested, we continue to investigate further, and we encourage anyone with any additional information to please come forward. Police can be contacted directly at 519-570-9777, extension 8191. Anonymous tips can be provided to Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477 or online at waterloocrimestoppers.com. Thank you. I'm now happy to open up to any questions that you might have.
Inspector Crowell, are you working with Milton Police and other jurisdictions, given that this man traveled to Kitchener to commit these alleged crimes?
So we have been in contact with the Halton Regional Police Service. This 32-year-old male was arrested yesterday in Milton. We continue to be in contact with them regarding any investigative leads that may occur not only within our region or outside.
Do we know the connection to Kitchener?
I can tell you that the male who's been arrested resided in Waterloo Region during the time of the 2013 and 2017 incidents. During the 2019 incidents, he resided outside of our region in the Milton area.
And we don't know why he was maybe here earlier this year?
We continue to explore all investigative leads during this entire span. We continue to explore relationships, and I can say he does have personal connections to this region that remain.
So to repeat, he lived here in 2013 and in 2017?
During that period, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know his 2 victims from those earlier incidents?
I can't provide any information regarding the relationships at this time. We believe this was an unknown offender to all the victims and the witnesses that have come forward. As I've stated, we continue to appeal to any witnesses or victims that may have not yet come forward. And really this, in many senses, is the beginning of a new phase of the investigation where we now can hone in on this individual, track movements over the years, and to explore any linkages, relationships, or any aspects of the investigation that we've not yet uncovered.
Are you able to specifically say where he lived in Waterloo Region, just in case there may be other victims out there who may have been around this individual?
Not at this time. I'm not able to identify him until the court proceedings take place today. His identity will likely surface, and I think members of the community will be able to provide us with additional information regarding this individual, and we'll continue to explore and investigate those linkages and movements over the years.
Are you able to say how many tips you received from the public, given that you released the video of the man running shirtless on the street?
I don't have a fixed number to provide. Considering that this occurred over many years, we received hundreds and hundreds of tips and pieces of information. We really want to thank the community for the outpouring of support. We can say that not only was this a service effort, this is a community effort. We can't investigate things of this magnitude without assistance from the public in every regard.
Have you had a chance to talk to the victims' families, and if so, how are they reacting to this case?
Yeah, we've had the opportunity yesterday. They were the first people we contacted to let them know that the arrest had occurred. I can say that they are relieved, certainly emotional with the news, and we're also just pleased to provide this information to the public. We know that there's been communities, neighborhoods on edge since we've been certainly out there providing information, so, excuse me.
And what's it like for officers to cover a case like this? I mean, it's a wide-ranging date-wise. It's also one of those crimes that kind of gives people the heebie-jeebies, like these are children. What's the force doing for the officers? How are they feeling now that there's someone has been arrested?
I can't say enough about the tireless efforts that our investigators have put in, not only during the course of this year, but also in previous years as well. This has been an ongoing case where literally our people have been working around the clock. Investigative teams, transitioning, passing the torch. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. It's tiresome, it's labor intensive. We're sorting through hundreds and thousands of pieces of information trying to move this forward and resolve it. So we just can't say enough about our investigators, every civilian member who's contributed to this. I can speak for the investigative team. An investigation of this magnitude, when you're dealing with so much information coming in, you're often dismissing more evidence than you're counting in. And that's a wonderful thing that we're providing. We obtain so much evidence from the public, but it's very labor intensive. So I can say on their behalf a great sense of relief, and there's still a lot of work that continues.
Do you know of any other similar cases like this that you are sort of now pointing out, saying, hey, can we see any DNA linkages or anything like that?
That work is ongoing. So certainly now that we have this phase of the investigation resolved, we can say that this one individual is responsible for these 3 incidents. We'll continue to explore all those linkages and continue to have our outreach to the public. And there may be further information that surfaces that sends us down another road, another investigative avenue.
Is there any one tip or did somebody identify him that led to the arrest?
It's a combination of issues. I can say that members of the public provided us with information regarding to the different subject profiles that we provided over the years, the video stills, the video images, and certainly the vehicle information. It all comes together. So at this time, I'm not able to provide that detailed information. I imagine it will surface during the course of the court proceedings and so on. But I would say, as we've appealed previously, every tip, every person who steps forward to provide this information, it's important. Members sometimes of the community don't know exactly the magnitude or the importance of what they're providing. We're happy to receive that and to take the investigative lead as far as we possibly can.
Are you able to say if he was arrested at home or at work in Milton?
It was at a Milton residence. Yeah.
Do you feel that he was acting alone?
At this time, we have no reason to believe that there's any other individuals responsible for these incidents. The investigation, as I've mentioned, continues. We'll certainly happy to explore any linkages to any other aspect that evolves, but at this point in time, we can say we're confident that the individual responsible for these 3 incidents is under arrest.
At any time, was this individual in a position of authority? Was he a teacher? Did he work with, at youth clubs or anything like that?
I don't have any personal information regarding his identity to provide at this time. I imagine during the course of our continued investigation and the court proceedings that will surface, and certainly that will be important to help to solicit any information, witnesses, or potentially victims that have not yet come forward. So we'll continue to work all those aspects of the case, and any information that comes in will certainly be providing that not only to the public, should that surface, and we appeal for any information that's not yet come forward to be provided.
Is there a concern at all that there could be other potential victims?
As I've stated previously, given that this has occurred over a long time span, and that certainly we've always been open to that possibility. You never rule anything out, and given that these are sexual assaults, especially involving children, some additional vulnerabilities there, we just simply don't rule it out. And we certainly appeal to anyone who has any information to come forward. And if they don't feel comfortable coming forward to police, there's a number of fantastic support agencies within our community, even a trusted community leader, somebody who can help to provide that information to police. And when that happens every once in a while.
I guess once you've got someone, I guess there could be an outpouring of new information that happens once the person's been ID'd.
Absolutely. So we're open to that possibility. We have been working around the clock ever since we've had the big sort of media outreach, but we're prepared for that next phase of the investigation and whatever surfaces from our investigative team's efforts.
When he was arrested yesterday, was there any seizure of devices or computer devices or anything like that?
I'm not going to provide specifics about that information at this point. I can say that's a typical part of any investigation. When we arrest somebody, we're open to obtaining through lawful authorization any evidence of the offense and then any linkages to the offenses in question. So that's, as I mentioned, the next phase of the investigation. Now that we know this individual, we can explore other aspects that might be unknown at this time.
What was the difference this year as opposed to like 2017 and 2013? Like, is it because we had so many images and videos in that helped police, or is there something else that maybe led to the arrest?
I wish I had the magical answer. Often it's just the totality of information that surfaces to the public. I can say that we will look back as a service and as a team of investigators to try and understand how do we effectively communicate, how do we reach the public. As great as the mainstream media is and as great as our social media reach might be in terms of reaching people, we're also cognizant that we can't always reach everybody. Not everybody watches TV, listens to the radio, is on the internet. So that's part of the total investigative effort, where we're knocking on doors, we're trying to be visible in the community, making sure that everybody's aware and that nobody who has not yet come forward remains silent.
How long was this guy on your sites before you made the arrest?
I can't provide that information at this time. I can say that will surface, if not today through the court proceedings, but in the days to come. Our team continues to assess the magnitude of this individual's movements and the scope of movements within our region and outside as well.
In terms of, sorry, one more. In terms of this investigation and given the length of time in that, can you put it in perspective scope? How big of an investigation was this for officers?
So as I stated, this is something that follows a very systematic major crime, major case model. So when you have an unknown sexual offender, especially a serial sexual predator involved in multiple linked cases, we provide every investigative avenue, every investigative resource we can to, as quickly as we can, resolve it. Behind the scenes, I can't reveal the totality of the number of officers involved, but it's a total full court press, and where every member who's available who can assist at different phases, not only to sort through the information, but to be on the ground, conducting witness interviews. With something of this magnitude, we won't rest until it's resolved. Okay. Thank you very much. I imagine there may be further updates today and the days to come, but thank you very much for your assistance and your attendance here today. Thank you.